Today, we are going to talk about automation of paper-based invoice posting in SAP Ariba. Typically, a business receives a huge number of invoices through multiple channels, such as by post or email. And it is always a pain to manually extract the data from these documents and then enter it into SAP Ariba. Such a manual process can lead to various types of delays and errors, including paying the same invoice twice, or paying the invoices or the services without receiving the goods or services, or paying incorrect amounts, or dealing with duplicate invoices. So, the major challenges in such a process are that it is a very tedious and repetitive manual process. And then manually reading the scanned paper-based invoices and posting them into SAP Ariba is a very inefficient and error-prone way of handling the process, which can consume multiple days of human effort. How can we automate it? There are various process steps to follow when we automate this whole solution using SAP Process Automation's low-code, no-code capabilities. First, the bot reads the emails, and then it downloads the invoice attachments. After the bot has downloaded the invoice attachments, it extracts the data from these attachments using the built-in OCR engine with embedded AI capabilities. Then, using that extracted data, the bot posts these invoices in SAP Ariba and uploads the invoice attachments with each posted invoice. This SAP Ariba-based automation brings with it several value-driven results. First, it is an intelligent solution for fully automating the error-prone manual error processing of paper-based invoices. Second, it is a highly scalable solution that can significantly improve your processing time, speed, and costing. And because it uses embedded OCR capabilities with built-in intelligence, it is a highly accurate solution. And thirdly, it not only improves your productivity, it outperforms accounts payable process KPIs. What are the benefits in terms of numbers? An analysis shows an 80% improvement in efficiency by reducing manual processing time. The entire automated process is rule-based, so there are zero data entry errors. Further, the process is 100% compliant with audit requirements. Last but not least, since it works using scanned invoices, there is up to a 100% reduction in use of paper. Here is a diagram of the whole process flow. An organization may receive hundreds of emails in a single day, many or most of which contain invoice attachments. The bot starts by filtering for these invoice-related emails. After the bot has filtered those emails, it then downloads the invoice attachments from those emails. Then, the bot extracts the data from those attachments using the embedded document information extraction service, after which it calls the Ariba API within SAP Ariba and creates the invoices. Once the API calling process within SAP Ariba is finished, the bot sends a notification to the business user confirming the success or the failure of the transaction. This process is repeated not only for one invoice, but for the hundreds of invoices the company receives every day. So, automating this process saves a lot of effort for users. As you can see on the screen, there are many areas that can be automated in SAP Ariba. For example, the supplier management system includes certain use cases, for example, automatic triggering of supplier expired certificates, and a solution for accessing and updating the outcome from different risk groups. We have certain use cases for sourcing and contract management as well. Use cases for operational procurement include, for example, purchase order creation, as well as what we are covering today about invoice management, which is automated posting of paper-based invoices. Finally, we see that mass data extraction is one of the examples of a use case under administration. How does this improve overall efficiency? It leads to 10 times faster processing. It leads to an 80% reduction in manual and rule-based tasks. There are zero manual errors. And it leads to up to 100% audit and governance compliance as per policies, and thus leads to an improved employee experience. Now we are going to go through a demo about SAP Ariba invoice posting. Here we have received multiple invoices in the form of emails which are in the inbox, and here is one of the sample emails as you can see. When we start the automation, the bot will start reading this email and it will download the attachment, and then it will start acting on the attachment. let's go to the desktop agent that is responsible for executing the automations, and then we can start the automation. Here is the desktop agent. And here we have the project, which is SAP Ariba Invoice Posting. So let's start this project. Now that we have started this project, you can see that the email now has a red status. The bot will download this attachment onto the laptop or local drive, and it will extract the contents of this attachment, which is a paper-based invoice using the Document Information Extraction Service, which uses the embedded intelligence. Then, it will upload this attachment into SAP Ariba and create the invoice. And after the invoice is created in the system, the bot will send an email notification with the invoice number. So we can see that the whole process is automated right from the initial downloading, the filtering of emails, the download of the attachments, and then posting the invoice data into SAP Ariba. Since the whole process executes in the background, we won't see anything happening in the foreground on our screens. Let's wait for the email about the SAP Ariba invoice posting, which may take a couple of seconds to receive. Here it is. The email has arrived that says the invoice with this specific invoice number was posted successfully in SAP Ariba. Let's copy this invoice number and move to the SAP Ariba screen in order to search for this invoice. This is the section of SAP Ariba where you can search for the invoices. Let's search for this supplier invoice by pasting in this number and then clicking on the search button. We can see that the invoice posted successfully within SAP Ariba. If we open the invoice, we can see that there is one attachment along with the invoice that we can open. This is the paper-based invoice that was extracted from the email. The bot extracted all the contents from this email using the Document Information Extraction Service, which is embedded within SAP Process Automation. And it also posted the invoice using this data. For example, right now on the screen, we see that there are 3 line items in this invoice. And if we look at the invoice within SAP Ariba, we can see that there are 3 line items in the invoice. This solution is very easily built within SAP Process Automation using low-code, no-code capabilities. Let's take a look at the environment within the SAP Process Automation tenant and see how the solution can be built quickly using low-code, no-code capabilities. Let's switch over to a different screen that shows SAP Process Automation. Here we can see that there are certain activities, for example, downloading the attachments from Outlook. So in this activity, the bot searches for the email, filters the emails, and then downloads the attachments. Step number 4 uses the OCR capability, which allows the RPA bot to extract the data from this attachment using embedded AI capabilities. And then, in step number 5, the bot calls the Ariba API and then posts the data in SAP Ariba along with the attachment. Jumping to steps number 10 and 11, the bot sends an email notification about the success or the rejection of the transaction, depending on the status of the posted invoice. So, that's how easy it is to develop the automation using SAP Process Automation. Maybe you're wondering why a procurement department should care about process automation. Simply put, there are a lot of challenges when it comes to procurement-based operations in day-to-day life. Procurement involves a lot of time-consuming manual processes that are ideally suited for bot-based automations in such areas as contract management, category management, and third-party risk management processes. These RPA bots can automate complex tasks, and they can transform complex processes. They can reveal any gaps in the data and in visibility, and can help in further automating both tactical and strategic procurement processes. In terms of numbers again, we see a 9-fold improvement in return on investment. If we look at procurement as the total percentage of the spend, we have only a 0.62% spend on the procurement cost after automation. And if we talk about the total annual spend cost saving, it comes to 5.62%. To summarize, we have several value-driven results from this automation. It is an intelligent solution for fully automating manual, error-prone, paper-based invoice processes. It is a highly scalable and accurate solution that significantly improves processing time, speed, and costing. It is a solution that can improve productivity and outperform accounts payable process KPIs.